If you want to know the outcome of my brand new focus number 22 with Linda Hallberg products, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène with another video. This is a wrap-up of my focus on Linda Hallberg or Linda Hallberg products. I had 3 palettes I was working with, and I had used a little bit of her products before the brand new focus, just dabbling in it. And then I spent 9 days using most of the products in the palettes. Actually, I think I used everything. Yeah, I did. I used every single product in her palettes. And 9 days, now 9 days was not full face necessarily of Linda Hallberg, but it was most days using both the neutrals / face palette and the Enchanted Secrets and Metallic Mysteries too. Let's just get into it. I would love to tell you how I use the product, and if I have a few pictures that are really show off the Linda Hallberg products, I will put some pictures right there. I want to go first off with the Infinity palette. And this is it right here. This is the light medium. And it's called an Infinity palette because she wants you to use her product in infinite ways. And I'll just repeat what I read in the intro, and that is that she has a little plastic card on the front of the shadows, and it says, "There are no do's or don'ts. Your face, your body, your rules. You are the creator." And I think that that's such a good message. Now here are the shadows, and you'll see, I mean, at first glance it really looks like a typical face palette. There are 2 highlighters, 2 quote-unquote blushes, 3 contour items, and then a black, which would also be for the contours. But here's the deal: you can use all of these however you want. Just like she says, your rules. Everything is safe for every application. And she talks about on the back here, reveal your inner creator. Let's just call them colors. The Infinity palette is the ultimate product bound to no rules. 8 colors with infinite possibilities. Use them for sculpting your face, eyes, brows, cheeks, décolletage, and body. So it really is for you to use it whichever way you like, and that's fantastic. Now, she doesn't talk lips in this one, but she does talk about pretty much anywhere else. And that's really how I used them. I use them as eyeshadow, I use them as contour, blush, highlighter, in any way, shape, or form that I wanted to on the face. And actually, this palette is the first palette where I made the most use of a matte black ever. It blends really, really easily. The only thing I will say is, for the contour powders, I would say that there's a 1 or 2 day learning curve, and that when you decide that you want to try this palette, that you make sure that you have a few just let's try this on my face, but I don't need to go anywhere in a hurry kind of a thing, because you just need to learn it. But once I had the combination figured out for my skin tone at this point, hello Silhouette! My doggy came for a visit. Hang on. Hello. Ça va? Hello, la lumière. Oui. Okay, she's on her merry way. Anyway, like I said, I think that you just need to give yourself a couple of times to try it and figure out exactly how much of each powder that you like to have for bronzer and blush and contour, because Cigar and Zwicki are quite pigmented, but this combo, and along with the black, you can really match your skin tone. This covers quite a variety, and this is light medium, and yes, there is now a medium dark, which is the new palette. And the joke is, I actually was interested in the medium dark, but for eyeshadow. And then when I went to order the other 2 palettes I'm going to talk about, this one was half price. And I thought, wow, I have a bunch of face palettes, but this idea that you can use these colors, as she calls them, all over your face in any which way, I just wanted to give it a shot and say, really, let's try it. And I'm okay with it. What this has taught me is a couple things. I am glad that I got it, and I also know that I don't need it, because this has taught me to just look at my face palettes as all over color that I can use whichever way, and then I can mix and match. And I'm very grateful for that. I do think that I could take this for travel really easily. It's very light, and I do like the sleek packaging. It's very, very thin, and I like that. And the shadows or colors are 3.5 grams each, so there's a lot of shadow or blush or contour in each one of these. I'm very happy about that. 3.5 grams is not a lot if you consider it as a face palette, but if you consider it as an everything palette, eyeshadows and everything, then it becomes quite reasonable. I would not have paid full price for this. I just want to be clear. But for what I paid and the experience I had, I'm glad I have it. Will I continue to use it? Absolutely. Next up, no, I changed my mind. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Metallic Mysteries 2. And this, I really enjoy the packaging. It's really cute. And I do really love the recessed shadows in here and the design on the top. That is one thing that I really appreciate from this palette, and the next one I'm going to talk about is the attention to detail and just giving us something that looks so neat, despite the fact that it is in this nice, environmentally friendly cardboard packaging. I do appreciate that there is a mirror, I will say that. Now, here's the really interesting part. I was most interested in this color, and actually this palette is the reason I placed my order to begin with. But it is no longer the belle of the ball for me, and I'm shocked. It is this one. And even though it is not a duochrome, it, for me, for my preferences, it has displaced the wonder that I have for Corruption by Pat McGrath. Let me show you that shadow. So I got this palette from Pat McGrath late last year, and I won't get into what I think of it. If you want to take a look at it, you can definitely take a look at my holiday palette review. I have, I think, 3 rants overall on this palette. But this is Corruption right down here. And it has a very interesting red, kind of burgundy to peachy gold. It's definitely interesting. So this is the color right here. So it has quite a shift from red to gold. Okay, so that's what that color is. And for a lot of folks, it's the cat's meows, the cat's pajamas, the cat's whatever you want. And then this one, Arcturus, just make sure I have a clean finger here. It is a muted metallic, and the base of it is very similar to the base red in Corruption. As I look at it, in the right light, you can catch it doing the same thing. It looks so different on my hand, but I have to tell you, this one is so much more flattering than this red duochrome. And one makes me think of the other just when you get it in the right light. But I have to tell you, Arcturus it's a subdued metallic compared to what I thought it was going to be. And I'll put that picture for sure up here. It knocked my socks off. The look that I was able to do with this red, and frankly with Epsilon up here, it is going to be one of my go-tos when I want that seductive, just I own the world kind of a look. Those are fantastic. And I've also done this one, a Draco, which I don't know why I have trouble remembering because it makes me think of dragon. Draco and Epsilon as well. This beautiful. And this one, I like it. It's quite transformative. I'm just going to put it right on top of Arcturus so you can see kind of the effect. It's a great topper. But to me, it's a topper. It's not, I don't feel, I'll see how it looks like on its own. It just doesn't feel like something I would wear on its own. It's very foiled. There's no question there. Here it is up there. And you know what? I have other toppers like this. If you have Space Cowboy or Vape from Urban Decay, you have this. You have this. It's available. You don't have to go to Sweden to get it. But the other metallics, although they're really not all that metallic, they're very, very beautiful. They're gorgeous. Let me just see if I can swatch Epsilon and Draco. So here are Draco and Epsilon. So right, they don't look like all that much, but they're quite impactful on the eye. I like them, even though they're not giving the effect that I bought them for in the first place. And I'm kind of shocked by that, because initially when I swatched them the first time, I was kind of let down a little bit by the fact they weren't that metallic. But after wearing them and seeing the effect that they have, I'm pretty jazzed about this quad. That said, did I pay too much for it? I do feel like the quad was too expensive. I think that 59 US translated to Canadian is over 80, and then there were duties. Those were not worth $25 each. And there's no way I would buy, by the way, the Moon Dust shadows from Urban Decay that I just mentioned, Vape and Space Cowboy. I also wouldn't pay that price for each of them, like $25 or $20 each. I just would not pay that much. But when they're available on offer, like a sale, absolutely, that's when I picked up those two that I just mentioned. I picked them up half price, and then for me it was okay, it works. But again, those are toppers, right? So that collision, I just don't think that I would pay for. And then these metallics, yes, I'm okay with, but again, not for the price. And maybe my expectations of what to pay for things is unrealistic, but I, over the years, have found much cheaper options for the highest end makeup there is that perform the same or better than the higher end. So I do appreciate, though, that I have supported an artist who I think is super talented, and I really like her stuff. I will definitely be keeping an eye out in 2020 for special offers that she has on her site, especially her pencils. Her pencils and her brushes, and then that deeper infinity palette I'm very interested in. But again, I would have to have a special deal for me to get any of those things, because I just cannot pay her full price. So not that I can't, I just won't. But I do appreciate her products very much. And we still have one last palette, which is the one that I am the most jazzed about. You know, the reality, guys, is that there is just so much makeup out there. It has to make sense for me for how much I'm going to use it and how valuable it is to me. It's really a value judgment. All right, this last one was the Belle of the Ball, and I bought it, I knew I wanted the metallics, but this one I was really on the fence on, and I thought, you know what, this was bad reasoning. I'm going on a no-buy. This is going to be itching at me, and I think it would have. And I'm just going to get it, because how often am I going to order from Sweden? Flat out, that is what I was thinking. And boy, am I happy I did. Holy cow. So this is the Enchanted Secrets palette. And they are beautiful. They are so beautiful. All of these are toppers, but they're so different. Every one of these that I've worn, and this one is my favorite, but I have a lime green issue. And these two are extremely flattering. And then if you want a smoky eye topper, oh gosh, ethereal, not ethereal, pardon me, Orphic is beautiful. But ethereal is my favorite. See, I even called Orphic ethereal because ethereal is my favorite. But let me just swatch those really quick. So here they are. I'm not giving you a good view here. Okay, so there we go. So that is ethereal, Orphic, Moonwake, and then finally Zephyr. They're just so beautiful. And now I'm actually thinking I'm going to swatch. I'm going to swatch that what's it called? Arcturus, the metallic. And I'm going to put Zephyr on top. I want to see how close that is to the Pat McGrath shadow. This is plain you would think I would have already figured out. Let's just see. No, not the same at all. I don't mind the effect, but it's not the same at all. I just thought I'd try it. This is what Arcturus looks like when Zephyr is on top. Anyway, there's a lot that you can do to play around with this. All I know is every single time that I've sprinkled one of those Enchanted Secrets, and the name is so apt, Enchanted Secrets, it has transformed the color underneath. And just, I've had questions. I've had people ask me, what the heck are you wearing? And it's this little guy. It's so good. And I would argue that this is a lot of what you get when with a little less shimmer, but this is a lot, meaning the Cleona has more less shimmer than these. But when you use Cleona highlighters over another shadow, the effect is similar to this. So just wanted to mention that. And this, again, very expensive, but I'm glad I have it because it's a special product. And I'm very happy to have this one in my collection. Actually, come to think of it, I'm happy I have everything in my collection. They are extremely solid products. And I know that I'm going to reach for them regularly. I still do now that the brand new focus is done. And they come to mind when I'm thinking of taking a look kind of to the next level. Cleona and Linda Hallberg, those two sets of products just absolutely come to mind right away. So I'm very, very happy that this brand is in my collection. I've learned a lot about it over the 9 intense days of usage, and I think it's going to take a while before a brand knocks my socks off as much as Linda Hallberg has. And I'm looking forward to thoroughly understanding how much Cleona manages to do the same when I do the brand new focus with that brand. If everything is as good as the highlighters that I've been using, because I decided to use Cleona highlighters while I was doing my work with the Linda Hallberg collection, if the rest of their products are as good as what I've been experiencing with their highlighters, wow. So you can look forward to another brand new focus, that one being with Cleona Cosmetics. That will be after my NYX brand new focus. So stay tuned for that. It will be coming. Other than that, I thank you for your time. This was a longer review, but this product set just merited more discussion. And I do look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.